I'm a high school junior right now, and that's kind of a really big question in my life and in my friends' lives. Um, what are you gonna do when you grow up? What are you gonna go college for? And it's something you're gonna do for your whole life, so you're gonna be spending so many waking hours of your day during your career, but also so many years working towards that career in college and internships and things like that. And you can always change what career you're doing, but you could save so much effort if you had a chance to do exploration at the very beginning and figure out what's right for you. And I also think that currently my generation isn't being super well equipped to figure out what career to choose. So right now we use this platform called Zello, where you basically do a short questionnaire and it tells you, oh, this career would be a good fit for you, or that career would be a good fit for you. And I think that that's just not a great way to figure out what a good career is, because that's just putting you kind of in a box. So like I mentioned before, school hasn't been equipping us well in terms of finding out what career is best for us. And me and my group, we thought that it could be better. We did some research with my peers at the youth council, and then we looked at some online articles as well about like stats, and we found some very interesting stats about how like around half of the students in high school right now don't know where they're headed next. And that sounds like a pretty big problem, especially because we place such a big emphasis on college. But the whole point of college is to prepare for your career. And a lot of us don't know what to do in college, and that just feels like a problem. So our solution was to incorporate a district-wide curriculum where every subject has one designated day where the teacher would discuss the career applications of their subject. And this would include potential jobs, what those jobs entail, as well as a follow-up database with a bunch of helpful resources to gain experience and knowledge about those careers. So things like internships and programs. We think that this was especially helpful because a lot of students, including myself, have a hard time connecting a subject to all the future career possibilities beyond the basic ones. I'm not a big humanities person, so I've sat down multiple times in English just wondering, what can I do with this information? How is learning how to analyze whatever books we read, like the Odyssey, how is this going to help me in my future career? What can I make from this? And for example, I also did AP Computer Science last year. And I know that kind of thing, there's a very straightforward pathway. I can become a programmer at Microsoft, but I had to do more research to figure out, okay, maybe I could be a quantitative analyst, which lets me combine business and computer science, which is two things that I'm interested in. So overall, we thought that this would be a good way for all students to have access to career exploration, rather than having some sort of separate platform where maybe all students can't access it or maybe all students don't know about it. Vitaes, I think, is a pretty cool platform. It has a lot of diverse perspectives, which we found really interesting because they're not just ethnically diverse, but also in terms of experience in the professional industry. A lot of times it's really hard to get completely honest perspectives from someone that has experience in your area of interest. And having that kind of perspective from someone who's lived through it is very important to judge whether that kind of career is the right fit for you. And that's such a big part of career exploration. In our project, we kind of use that information. We use some of the testimonials from the individuals that you interview, and we kind of use them as reference for, if we were to implement this, what would it look like? Because a lot of it is going to be similar, where those lessons will feature kind of like different perspectives on each of the careers in that subject, different experiences, overall what your day-to-day is going to look like. And with Vitaes in general, like for me, it was interesting because it showed so many stories of people switching careers until they ended up on the right, which shows that it's never too late to change your mind even when it feels like it is. For example, there was one from an artist that really resonated with me. This woman spent years studying med because she had immigrant parents and they wanted her to be successful. And for a lot of those kind of families, the best way to ensure success was one of the more reputable careers like medicine. And now she owns a successful graphic design business. And that's honestly inspiring because it shows you that there's multiple paths to success and that the most successful ones involve you doing something that you enjoy. Because I'm sure this woman right now is making maybe around the same amount of money. She owns a business, but she's enjoying her career a lot more than she would have if she'd gone into med like she was expected to. And overall, I think it was just fun to see all those different perspectives from all those different people. I think my favorite thing is just being able to hear all those opinions from, like, all those stories of those different people that have gone through a lot of different things and finally ended up at their chosen career path. I think it's just interesting to see that progression.